All right, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. I'm Frankie-san.
And I'm Mark.
We got so much to talk about, but we're going to go right into the show. Tomorrow night is going to be the Oscars. Yes, will Black Panther get it? Well, a couple of quick announcements. Just get it out of the way. What happened was Google Plus pulled the plug on a lot of things. My Godzilla community that I started a couple years ago, well, that's going to be gone in a couple months. My blog page, remember I've been telling you, check out the blog. Well, they kind of redefining the whole thing. So what's going to happen is very simple. You want to find us?
YouTube.
Thank you. And Instagram. Okay, very simple. We'll get more into details later because we got a lot to catch up on. So that's what's going to happen with that. So, right on top of the page, let's do we got a lot of movie reviews. I got 5-6 movies over here to review myself. You got a couple movies over here. The big announcement is that Samsung has pulled the plug on Blu-rays. They're not going to make it no more. That means all the shows you were doing in the summer,
yes,
talking about collecting
Blu-rays
and DVDs.
Yes,
you called it right.
Yeah, right.
They're pulling the plug. Basically, everything is going streaming. Once they did that, excuse me. As a matter of fact, Netflix, they're going to have original shows that they're actually going to produce from all different countries. So you're going to see Asian country shows from based on Asian, India, South America, Hong Kong. I mean, all over the place. Amazon is going to produce 30 original movies. Basically, they're giving the yin-yang to Hollywood because Hollywood just wants to produce, superhero movies and prequels,
dramas,
sequels, and remakes. Okay, how many times we're going to see a Lion King?
Star Wars.
Yeah, the ultimate train wreck to end the year. So, with that being said, you saw a couple of flicks on Netflix?
Yes, I have
something different.
Yeah, The Umbrella Academy.
How was that?
I enjoyed it till like I was telling you until I watched YouTube and they told me why I shouldn't like it.
Why?
Well, because they said it wasn't. It didn't follow the original source material. It didn't. It changed it, and instead of making it an action hero movie, it became more of a drama.
Are we talking about that movie or this movie in back of us? Because a lot of fans
Everything
over
comes
here,
into drama. Anything that goes
exactly
into the hands of Hollywood, like you take it out of the covers of a comic book and it goes in the hands of Hollywood. Mm-hmm. That's why I was telling you about streaming service. That's why some of these streaming services are going to fail because people like us and the heroes of comics and action don't like dramas. You start dramming up an action show, you're looking at something that's not going to be successful. That's what happened to Iron Fist. That's what happened to some people said certain shows like The Defender because they didn't have the budget to do more fight scenes or more shooting scenes because that costs money, and because they don't have that budget of a Hollywood budget to throw $100 million per episode. They get into more drama. So it's sort of like you're watching a soap opera.
What did George Romero say before he passed away? Walking Dead became a soap opera.
Yeah,
okay.
It all becomes a soap opera. That's what I always say. Once it hits the screen, boom, soap opera.
As a matter of fact, the lowest ratings, I've been talking about that a lot, not so much on the live show we do here on Saturdays, but a lot of my blog. And I was, following up about The Walking Dead, mm-hmm. and everybody's leaving. Andrew Lincoln, he left, and the only
Smart.
person, the only person holding the fort now is Norman Reedus, who I met. He's a really nice guy, by the way. And her character, the one, kick-ass with the sword, Michonne, and she said the 10th season, and it's going to be her last season. Of course, she's in the Black Panther, and they're giving her offers. Once people heard that. The lowest ratings ever for The Walking Dead went down from 17 million viewers down to 4.5 in the last episode. Okay, so if people say, because people are tired of the zombies. No. It's the way you tell it.
Yes.
You were saying about Brad Pitt about his budget.
Yeah, it's not about zombies. Nobody likes zombies. You can make zombies films. People love zombie films because zombies are almost like that character that you can destroy and not have any remorse. Because you killed a zombie, you killed a dead character.
Right.
People love to see like a guy machining gun down a whole bunch of zombies. That's why they keep doing it in the Avengers movie. They keep bringing a non-playable character that you just kill.
As a matter of fact, in Japan, some guy, I don't know if you guys heard about this, I forget the name of the film, and in about 28 days, he, a Japanese film student, he got a bunch of his friends, and he filmed a zombie movie. And he got
about this.
Yeah, he got it done within a couple of days, couple of weeks, or something like that.
Is that the one called The Kingdom?
Is that the one?
Yeah, it's.
And it was huge. It was no budget whatsoever. Got his friends, and instead of being fancy with the editing and the camera work, he took the camera, he dressed up everybody zombies and do your thing, and he just filmed boom, 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 and the thing went. It was huge box office.
Yeah. Some people can shoot a whole movie on an iPhone camera. I mean iPhone.
Right. Thank you for reminding me. I forget the name of the movie. Steven Soderbergh. I saw something on Netflix.
Oh yeah. He filmed something too with an iPhone, right?
I just saw it last night. Couldn't remember the name. The name is.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, it's basically about a teacher and his students in high school. All about basketball. The funny thing about it is the way he filmed it. Let me drop my bottle. Excuse me. The way he filmed it is like. I don't know how you say it, but
horizontal,
right? But it looks like really, really wide screen, and you can tell there's a couple talking to each other. They're facing each other, one shot deal, no editing, but it looked like it's warped. If you know what I mean, it's like you see the background. They're sitting on the edge of on the table, edge of the club that they at, the dining club, should I say, but. The windows are warped. You can tell he's using long lens, which is, and if you're not comfortable with that, it's really warped. There was a movie back in the 60s called How the West Was Run. And that was done up, I think, it was called Cinerama, 2001 Space Odyssey. They used these 3 cameras, they put them together to make this white screen. And if you see it on Blu-ray, which is officially released, the screen is warped. It looked like somebody bent the lens, and that's where it looks a little bit uncomfortable if you're not used to the process. But Steven Soderbergh, he did it within a couple days. Couple actors who were really hungry because a lot of it is monologue, but it's showing, and it's a huge hit. Don't forget Steven Soderbergh. He had a big problem with Hollywood. The way they, the process, sequels and bootlegs and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And as Soderbergh said, hey, I'm going to do it my way. And Netflix gave him the freedom to do whatever he wants.
That's great. Because they said that the greatest era of movies was the time when the directors and producers controlled their movies. That was in the 70s.
Right.
They controlled it because Hollywood wasn't interested because they said, no one makes money from movies. They didn't care. They said, this is just art house garbage. No one's going to make money off. And then all of a sudden, these movies started making money like Halloween, Friday the 13th, and on, horror, and everything started developing on zombie films. And all these movies, Jaws, they all started making money, becoming blockbusters. Then all of a sudden they said, oh my God, let's invest. And then when they started investing, it's pretty much when they killed Hollywood.
Yeah.
When Hollywood killed a movie, the artistic art of filmmaking.
Well, one of the best examples back in the 70s was The Godfather. They wanted to file Francis Ford Coppola, because only one guy, Robert Evans, who was at that time was a real cokehead. Let's be realistic, but he saw the let's do a mafioso movie, and everybody said this movie is gonna tank. Where you're wasting your time. Next thing you know, every other movie that came out of Hollywood was about the mafioso.
Right.
Okay, and it won the Academy Award, Best Picture. Al Pacino did number 2, The Godfather number 2, and everybody won awards for that.
Well, it was actually, when they filmed it, it was so much, they had 1 and 2. And then they broke it up. And then it became, didn't it?
No.
Isn't that the way it really happened? Like 1 and 2 was really, they filmed so much.
The script, indirectly you're right. The script was actually a full-blown from the novel. But they said, here's the budget. You're only going to get this half. Okay? So what he did was he filmed about the Godfather, played by Marlon Brando. And he dies, and Michael Corleone, played by Al Pacino, takes over.
Right.
So this half of the book got left out. That half of the book got left out. When it came across, okay, we want a sequel. So, okay, we're going to get Robert De Niro as the young Don Corleone, the young Marlon Brando.
Right.
And then we're going to see the old Al Pacino, the old Michael Corleone, played by Al Pacino, white hair and everything like that. So he took the middle of the book. That's how Godfather 1. And they said, if the first one is successful, probably not. He put his bet against it, and guess what? They want the Godfather 2, so now we're going to do it my way. I'm going to talk about the young
Don Corleone.
Don Corleone and the older Michael Corleone. And that's how he got Father 2. Now, it's funny you should mention that because The Avengers was filmed back-to-back. As a matter of fact, you were talking about, a couple shows ago, we were talking about how we liked, you really liked the last Mission Impossible.
Right. Fallout.
I like the previous one when he was right at the building. The next Mission Impossible is filmed back to back. They're gonna do both movies back to back.
Smart.
Well, I don't know. I lost the number. What is it, 8, 9?
Who knows? It's great. I mean, as long as Tom Cruise could do it, it's his Americanized James Bond, which is great. I mean, if we could keep making it and you're making it great, continue doing. You know.
So they're going to film it. The guy, as matter of fact, the director who did Live, Die, Repeat.
Yes.
We both love that sci-fi
yes,
film.
I loved it.
He did the last film, and Tom Cruise said, I want this guy to direct the next 2 movies back to back. So that is happening back to back. As a matter of fact, The Avengers back to back. We're going to get Endgame.
Do it.
And meantime, everybody knows what happened in the movie, but the actors were signed to a deal saying, you can't talk about it, especially Mark Ruffalo, who has a bad habit of spilling the beans.
Right.
So let's talk about that real quick. Okay. Black Panthers. Here we go. I'm going to go right down the list over here. I'm not going to mention that much about the Oscars because nobody cares. The ratings for all the Grammys, the ratings were tanked.
Yeah, because
nobody cares.
Because since radio really died, pop culture has changed.
Yep.
It sort of seems like pop culture isn't what it used to be. Pop culture can't be spoon fed to you as it used to be from the radio, because no one's really listening to the radio anymore. A lot of people have to find it, absorb it, keep it in their iPods or iPhones and listen to it that way. No one really listens to the radio. So that's why pop culture changed so much. It's not sort of something that can be spoon fed to you anymore. You got to go looking for it. And when you got to start looking for something, you either become a fanatic, like a geek, like a culture, geek culture becomes a new geek culture, or you drop out. You go, no, I'm going to stay with the music that I grew up listening to, that I enjoy, and that new music that's coming out for the new millennials that has to go searching for that music, they can go searching for it. I don't care. I'm out.
Okay.
I don't care. And you see, that's why the Grammys is dying. Because all those award shows, like the music, especially music, is going to die because the cultures like what do you call it? Generation X, like us, we're done with it. We're not going to continue listening to what the new music is because we don't want to hear about that new music. We want to stay with the stuff we grew up with in college and in high school, 80s, 90s, grunge, rock. Boom, it's done. We have it on the iPod. We'll listen to that. No more commercialized music. So that's why it's done. Commercially.
Well, not so much that, because I'm doing music producing, and the music nowadays is just repetition of what been done already, and there's no effort in it.
Oh, of course not. That's what I mean. It's zero effort, and that's what I'm saying. Those people who like it, like the millennials who like it, like a Cardi B, they got to go looking for that music. They got to go searching. It's become like geek culture. They got to go look for that X-Men issue or that Fantastic Four issue that nobody carries. And you got to go looking and searching and downloading it to your iPad.
Well, as a matter of fact, I went to the studio and somebody said, Frank, you know how to play piano and you know how to play guitar? I said, yeah. And they looked at me like I was like I was from another foreign country.
You mean like you have 3 heads?
Yeah, like I had 3 heads. Yeah, you ever know anybody knows how to play piano? And they're like, and then one guy, I don't want to mention any names, but he was a little bit of a smart ass. Man, I don't need that. I got my door program. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's
I got
ridiculous.
the door, and
That's
I just press a
ridiculous.
button, and the thing does it for me. And said,
That's
so
ridiculous.
you're not a musician. You cannot play Gunny Hall. I know it sounds a little bit obnoxious,
Crazy.
but that is the
Crazy.
fact. But as far as the Oscars goes, what they're doing is, I wanted to mention one thing about the Oscars.
Right.
They wanted to keep a couple awards off the show. And let me just mention that. Okay, real beef, because I work in the industry. And they wanted to keep, what was it, makeup and
Like
short
costuming
film.
or something like that?
And they're right. You
Yeah,
want
it is.
Yeah, okay. Here's my thing, okay?
Yeah.
You don't need a host. Number 2,
Nope.
stop thanking your manager, your agent.
Well, they have to if they want to get another job. So you got to remember.
It's politics, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You got to remember.
And stop thanking family and God, okay?
Yeah, you got to remember the Oscars are nothing more than like a trade show. It's sort of like where you're giving awards for the best commercial and the best trade and this and that. It really has no significance upon anyone's life. No
I'm
one
in the
really
business,
cares
so
at the
I
end
can't
of it.
argue with that. Sorry. I have to cut you off. Okay. I'm fighting a fine line there. But anyway, let's cut a couple categories. Documentary, short film, short animation film, short film live action, phone film, makeup, sound editing, and sound mixing. Even though I'm a musician, I would say, okay, what are these categories? Very simple. It's called above the line. These categories are below the line. Basically, what that means is all these categories is the film is done, thank you, goodbye. The boy gets the girl, they get on the horse, and they're right into the sunset.
Oh, okay.
And you
So
get
this is post-production.
Right. These are the end credits. Okay. Above the line, and this is why I had to give the Toro and everybody who was complaining about cinematography and editing. And since we are a movie show, I will tell you this.
Yes.
Okay. There's 3 steps to making a film.
Yes.
Okay. The screenplay, step 1. Actually filming. Okay. Get the actors in front of the camera, like the way we are now live. And then after this, the show's going to be posted on YouTube, which means I'm going to go home and kind of maybe, if the show's too long, or maybe I want to brighten up the lighting, or maybe it's too dark or whatever, it's post-production, okay?
Right.
That's cinematography, editing, and those are above the line, which means that everybody above the line is when you walk into to the movie house, a Paramount Pictures presents a Steven Spielberg movie starring Christian Bale. Cinematography, Joe Blow. Editing, Joe Blow. Executive producer, Joe Blow. Produced, Joe Blow. Directed by Joe Blow. Those are above the line. That means those are the opening credits for film.
Yes.
Those guys should be announced on the
They're
Academy
very
Awards.
important. They're very important.
Yeah, because there'll be no film to be done.
Without the editor, some people wouldn't even get an Oscar.
Well, that's what they wanted to cut out of the Oscar, which was ridiculous.
Like they always say, the one of the most blatant movies out there that has to be given to the editor is Romeo and Love. If it wasn't for the editor, Gwyneth Paltrow wouldn't have gotten an Oscar. And everybody's saying it now.
That was a rumor for about 20 years.
And people are shocked, even to this day, they're shocked that it beat out Saving Private Ryan.
Exactly. That film was a piece of crap. Most of the film was done in editing. It called post-production. If anybody got an argument with this, very simple. George Lucas, I'll fix it in post. Famous
Last words.
Famous last words by George Lucas for his film Star Wars. His first film, Star Wars. I'll fix it in post. And you hear that. You still hear that to this very day. We fix it in post.
Yeah. Star Wars definitely thrives from that.
Yeah.
Definitely, 100%.
And what was the Harrison Ford's words? It's George, you can write this, but you sure cannot say it. Okay? As far as screenwriting, which in Star Wars got nominated for that. Go figure that out. But anyway, those are the things I wanted to say about the Oscars. Would Black Panther get it? I'm going to call it Green Book. But as far as one thing I have to say about the Oscars, one thing, everybody's saying, was it Rami Malek for Best Actor?
I don't think so.
what was it? I think Channel 7, I don't know if Good Morning America or one of those shows, and they actually found a guy. He was in a Canadian band. He was a singer. He was in a Canadian band, and then he joined a Canadian band that does Queen covers. I forget the gentleman's name.
Right.
And they actually had him do the voice. So Malik did not do the voicing as far as the singing. They couldn't do Freddie Mercury's actual voice.
Right.
Okay, so they had this a singer from Canada to do the overdubbing for the actual voice recording of Freddie Mercury's recordings, and as far as the soundtrack goes.
Right.
If Malik does get it, I wish him the best because he will get typecast. He'll go back to TV production. Once, and I got nothing against the guy. I'm not being malicious or anything like that. One movie I don't like, I finally saw it, was Vice. Christian Bale, Batman.
Right.
And he did the makeup excellently. I think he should get it. It wasn't his performance. I don't like the character, Don Chaney, the vice president. And the film is kind of awkward. It goes back and forth. Actually, there was a musical number that got edited out, which you see on DVD and Blu-ray. But his performance nails it. Malik had a lot of coaching. He didn't do the actual singing. He had fake teeth, and he actually had one or two body
doubles?
Yeah, to do his thing like this, like that.
I could see that.
For them, yeah.
So that it's sort of like becomes like Flash Dancer.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
She didn't do the singing. She didn't do the dancing.
Flash Dancer, right? Flash?
Yeah, Flash Dancer. Irene Cara. She sang "What a Feeling," but
that movie. Remember that movie?
Right.
Yeah, right.
She didn't. The actress didn't do much of the dancing. She did. They said, "Hey, she didn't even sing the song." It's like, no, that's Irene Cara who sings that song. She didn't even sing the song. It became real popular. So who
was the actress who did that?
I forgot. But
she was a one-hit wonder. It was a film from the 80s.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But that was one of the most controversial films because they said, wait a minute, you want to praise this actress and she's not even doing most of the dancing, and it's a dance film? Well, we hired an actress and then we have a body double.
A body double, yeah.
Yeah, it's always the way. That's Hollywood.
But would Black Panther get it? Don't know. And we heard about the story about Empire. I think there's a big backlash right now, and that's going to hurt Black Panther. We're not going to get into that. So.
All right. Okay, next.
What we got? Another couple minutes left?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Do you want to go into your reviews for Alita?
Okay, let's start that. Okay, I just want to say my predictions. Okay, Alfonso, Malik, whatever. Okay, screw the Oscar. Nobody cares. Yeah. It's gonna be low ratings anyway. So
I'm not gonna watch.
Okay,
but if you ever give me an Oscar, I'd like to thank the Academy.
Okay, let's go backwards. A couple weeks ago, Serenity. That's the one Matthew Moderick, the guy who does the Lincoln car commercials. Okay, a big fat zero. The ending made no sense. Okay, Lego Movie. If you like the first one, you're gonna hate the second one because they were
repetitious.
Repetition. There was music and the song sucked.
Ooh.
Okay, Co-Pursuit. Liam Neeson. It was a remake of a Swedish film. The director who did the Swedish film did this film.
Nice.
He remade his own film. It made no sense whatsoever. They were trying to Tarantino. Yeah. All of a sudden, titles of Flash. Vigo or Skulls or Bonya. These are guys a nickname. These guys he's about to kill off. So it was segmented through the whole film. Really played out. It wasn't even a good body count as far as him being a macho man. What's the big film he had?
Taken.
Okay, this is a poor man's version of Taken. Really done bad. I give 2 out of 5.
Next time.
Yeah, I think he's done with that. It looks too old. Okay, How to Train Your Dragon. I got invited last night, today's Saturday, Friday, Thursday. A preview. Sorry, but Dragons takes over Battle. You like Battle, right?
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not sort of like a big proponent. Like, oh yeah, it's great. I'm like, hey, it was good. I'm surprised it wasn't bad. So you could watch it and then...
That's it?
Lukewarm.
No oomph? oomph?
Nope.
No?
It was amazing, all the things that they did, the CGI, but then the story started like getting too melodramatic. It started being like too much drama, and like, oh no, I didn't know I got into a drama movie.
I never read the graphic novels. I took the film for what it was, and my thing was all the action scenes were filmed too dark. They bragged about, it wasn't a bomb. It did really good money at the box office. The thing was they pushed the whole 3D IMAX kind of thing, and if you didn't see it in 3D IMAX, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah,
for me, the action scenes were, I don't know. It was good. I'm a big Robert Rodriguez fan and James Cameron, but when you have two top names like that, you expect a lot more. And this was kind of like, you're right, lukewarm. Okay. I saw How to Train Your Dragon, and Lolita does not have a chance against the dragons. If you saw the first two films and you grew up with the first two films, when I had my stepkids, they loved it. Now I grew up on it, and you get a lot of dragons. A lot of dragons. The animation blew me away. Okay, you thought it was fire, then you realized, oh shit, this is actually animated fire. Animated. There's a scene where the problem with How to Train Your Dragon is very simple. There's a love story between the dragon. I think his name is
Toothless.
Toothless. Thank you. And he meets the white female dragon. So the problem with the film is they concentrate too much on the love story, and people say
they always do.
Yeah, and people say, "Oh, don't spoil the ending, Frank." Yeah. If you saw the beginning of the movie or you saw the trailer, you know these two are going to hook up and have little baby dragons.
So they ruined it.
Yeah, the trailer ruins it.
Yeah,
okay,
so why watch it? Have you seen the trailer? You've seen the movie.
Yeah, and if you saw him, he has a beard. That's the end of the movie. He marries his princess, and he has kids. And all of a sudden, you see the whole family at the end. Okay, big spoiler alert. But people saying, "Oh, somebody dies." No. It's a sad ending. No. I mean, it's a really cute ending.
We got a minute.
But the animation, the dance together, and on a beach. And I thought that was real sand. I thought that was real water. There's fire scenes. I thought that was real fire. Yeah. The animation is fantastic in this movie.
They said with CGI and everything, the way it's perfecting, it's going to get taken to that level. You won't be able to tell the difference between what's real and what's not.
This movie does it. How to Train Your Dragon, 4 out of 5. Solid.
Well, half a minute.
Half a minute. So anyway, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. Lolita, we liked it, but you know, when you have Cameron and when you have Rodriguez, you want something 10 times better.
Well,
3 out of 5. I give it 3 out of 5. What do you think?
I give it like 3. It's good.
It's good, yeah, but it had no chance with dragons.
Let's sign out.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget YouTube, and we see you in
subscribe,
2 weeks.
like. Adios.
Adios. See you next time. All right. I like the way that went. I thought we were going to concentrate on the Oscars. Nobody cares. And the coffee kicked in just when I started doing the show. Damn. That espresso. Whew.